About words and the power of them. My passion for the last few years has been words, and I hear people speak negative all the time, and they don't even realize it. It's just become a way of life. And you always have in your life the very words that come out of your mouth. Whatever is in your heart is what you're going to speak out loud. And I want to ask you, how many times have you heard someone say, I'm always broke. I was just born to be poor. My bank account is always empty. I always have too much month at the end of the money. I can never catch a break. No one likes me. I can't do anything right. I'm just a loser. I'm always the low man on the totem pole. I'm always last. I'm just stupid. I'm dumb. I'm ugly. I always get sick. Oh, it's the flu season. I'm going to catch it. I always do every year, and it's going to be worse this year. It's how I was raised. It's how my family is. It's how my parents are. I'll never amount to anything. I'm just not smart enough. I can't remember anything. I can't afford anything. How many times do you hear people say things like that? I can't. I can't. I can't. They can't because they don't. If you look at their lives are exactly what they're saying. Because they're prophesying these things over their life, and they don't even know it. I know I've been there. I've done the same thing for years and years and years. What most people, and I myself was included, is when you think negative, you will speak negative. And it's giving power over you and your life. It gives power over your family, over your finances, over your church, over your kids, over your job, your business. Whatever you speak out of your mouth is going to give power to whatever it is that's in your life.
That's right.
I've been there. I've learned it. And it makes all of that negativity in a person's heart, which comes out of their mouth, makes them very angry and very bitter. And anyone that knew me back in the day, that's who I was. I lived a very negative life, but I didn't know it. It's just words. They don't mean anything. They're just words. So what? Been there, done it. Okay, let's open your Bibles to Psalm 34:13. And I have a lot of scriptures. I didn't write them all down, but I have a lot of scriptures on the power of words, and it's all biblical, and I didn't even know it. Psalm 34:13 says, keep your tongue from speaking evil and your lips from telling lies. Your tongue. Words. Turn to Psalm 141:3. And I'm reading these out of the New Living Translation because I wrote them all down. Psalm 141:3. Take control of what I say, O Lord, and guard my lips. Again, what you say. Yeah. Go to Proverbs 10:19. Too much talk leads to sin. Be sensible and keep your mouth shut. Duh. I mean, again, it's all about words. Okay, go to Proverbs 12:14. Wise words bring many benefits. Oh, does that ring a bell? Wise words, not negative words, wise words. And then it goes on to say hard work brings rewards, but I'm sticking with the wise words, not negative words, wise words. And scroll down to verse 18, Proverbs 12:18. Some people make cutting remarks, but the words of the wise bring healing. Yeah. Words. There's so much in here about words. Proverbs 13:3. Those who control their tongue will have a long life. Opening your mouth can ruin everything. Words. I never realized myself how powerful words were. And this one is the one that started me on the journey of learning about the power of words. Proverbs 18:21. The tongue can bring death or life, and those who love to talk will reap the consequences. So if you're speaking death, and I take death is negative, anything negative. So if you're speaking negative, you're going to have what you say. And I never realized that until a few years ago. And my life was exactly how I spoke, but I didn't realize it. I thought it was just the way it is, just life. Words don't mean. Yes, God spoke everything into existence, but that's God. That's not us. I didn't know our own words bring us what we want or what we don't want. I knew a man several years ago that all the years I knew him, he always said, I'll never live to see 50. Never live to see. All the men in my family died before 50 but one. But I will never live to see 50 because the men in my family don't. He died at 48. He called his own death and didn't even know it. I didn't either back then. He prophesied his own death for years, and he didn't know it. Now go to Proverbs 21:23. It says, watch your tongue and keep your mouth shut, and you will stay out of trouble. It's like, how much clearer does this stuff have to get? Okay, turn to Matthew 12:36. And I'm reading this out of the Passion Translation. You can be sure of this. When the day of judgment comes, everyone will be held accountable for every careless word he has spoken. That resonated. We will be held accountable for every careless word. Again, speaking words. And go to verse 37. Your very words will be used as evidence against you, and your words will declare you either innocent or guilty. Words. And we don't think about how powerful our words are. Go to Matthew 15:11. And this is the Message translation. I like that. Pastor talks about the Message translation. I like that. It's a little lengthy at times, but it's not what you swallow that pollutes your life, but what you vomit or say. Words. That has just become my passion, is words, and I'm constantly, and those of you that know me, I correct you when you say things that are negative. It's like, don't say that unless you really want it, because you're going to have it. Well, I have. Don't say that, because then you're claiming it. True. I don't have nothing. I rebuke it. It ain't coming on me. But I've learned to do this. Yeah. Go to Matthew 15:18. And this is out of the easy read version. But the bad things people say with their mouth come from the way they think. So all the negative that's coming out of your mouth, it's in your heart. And out of the abundance of your heart, the mouth speaks. Yep. I didn't know that. I had no clue. Okay. Go to Mark 11:23. This is out of the New Living Translation. I tell you the truth, you can say to this mountain, be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and it will happen. But you must believe it will happen and have no doubt about it. Now, when you go back to the first part of this, you can say. Most people choose to climb the mountain and struggle going up it instead of taking authority over it and saying, get out of here. It says you can say the words. I struggled to climb the mountain my whole life. I didn't know that I could make it move. Of course, you got to believe it when you say it. You got to have no doubt. I understand that. But words. Most people choose to climb that mountain instead of casting it out of the road and going up, Okay, let's go to Ephesians 4:29. Don't use foul or abusive language. Let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them. And I know that's referring to other people, but your ears are the first things that hear whatever comes out your mouth. Your ears. You cannot encourage somebody else if you're speaking negative all the time. It's just not going to happen. Now let's go to James 3:5 and 6. The tongue is a small thing that makes grand speeches, but a tiny spark can cause a great forest fire. One word, one, off your tongue can start an entire forest fire. And they say the tongue is the strongest muscle in the entire body. And it's exercised every day because we use it every day, for good or bad. Verse 6 says, and among all the parts of the body, the tongue is a flame of fire. It is the whole world of wickedness, corrupting your entire body. It can set your whole life on fire, for it is set on fire by hell itself. Your tongue. I mean, do you folks understand the power of words? We just talk every day randomly. We don't even think about what we're saying. And it's also those that have young kids or young grandkids, you're teaching them to say the negative things too, because it was a lifestyle. Grandma did it. Mom and Dad did it. Mom and Dad does it. And my daughter with the granddaughter, I have to get on to her. Quit saying those things. She's going to pick them up. They're just words. She's like I was back in the day. She doesn't understand the power of your words. And it's like, do you not understand? They mock you. Everything they see you do, say, walk, how you treat others, they do it because they're learning from you. And yeah, I made a lot of mistakes as a mom because I didn't think about how powerful the words are and how our actions are. And go to 1 Peter 3:10. If you want to enjoy life and see many happy days, keep your tongue from speaking evil and your lips from telling lies. Again, all the words. And there was many, many more. I didn't write them all down because there was just way too many. The Bible is nothing, it's full of nothing but just words about your mouth. I didn't realize how many there were until I started investigating. And there was just tons of verses. So I took the ones that I felt like were the most important and read them to you. Your words are quite literally determine your future. They determine your family's future, your business future, your children's, everything. Your words determine everything in your life. And the world around us is nothing but negative. And we just kind of get on the boat and just go right along with it. Oh, it's no big deal. It's just words. I said the same thing. Been down that road. I know. Negative words are very, very powerful. And when you dwell on the negative, you give it power over your life. Yep. I got tired of the negative. I got tired of there had to be something more than just the barely get by attitude, because that's what I had. I said all those things I said before. Oh, there's just too much month at the end of the money. I'll just never catch a break. I'm always on the bottom, never the top. I'm always the tail, never the head. That's the way I live my life because that's the way I thought it was. And the world tells you, that's right. It's okay. The world tells you that. What I have learned, there is a spiritual world. We all know that there's a spiritual world. What resides in that spiritual world? Demons and the angels. Whatever you say out of your mouth gives one of the two authority to make it happen. I didn't know that. They're just words. So when you speak negative all the time, the demons, let's go, make it happen. And that's why people's lives are the way they are. Because they've spoken it into existence. When you start hanging around people that speak nothing but positive, it's like, whoa, I can't handle this. But you see their life. And they have good, positive things in their life because that's the way they speak, that's the way they live. As opposed to, it's like a gulf between the two. And I got tired after 40 years. I don't want to live this way anymore. There's got to be something different. But that's when I learned about the power of words, because I didn't know. And that's why I'm talking to you guys. You've got to learn the power of words, especially the young ones. Your words have power. You just don't realize it. But I've lived it. I can tell you the truth. I don't lie. I've never lied. Even back in the day, I didn't lie. I couldn't. I was raised that way. You don't lie. But, then go to Romans 4:17. God gives life to the dead and speaks of things that don't yet exist as if they were real. Well, I thought that was just for Moses. Or Abraham. No, that's for us today. Call the things that don't exist as though they already did. And I thought, how can you do that? You're supposed to call them as they are. No. He didn't tell Abraham, well, you'll be a father someday. He called him now. You're the father of many nations, more than the stars, more than the sand, even though it was 26 years before Isaac was born. But Abraham stood on that. He knew, because God's a man, God doesn't lie. He doesn't change his word. It's like, wow, I can call something that doesn't exist as though it did? How do you do that? Words. But you stand on. Things don't happen overnight. It takes time, because I spoke negative for 40 years. When I started speaking positive, it didn't happen overnight. I didn't see results instantly. And I knew that. It takes time to reverse what you've done for many, many years. Maybe the younger people might not take as long, but I did it for 40 years. So it takes time to kind of change your thinking, because you got to get the negative out of your heart in order to get it out your mouth. When you take control of your words, your life changes. And in Job 22:28, it says you can declare a thing and it will be established. It's like, wow, I can declare something and it will, not maybe, not might, not possibly, will be established. Like, okay. Well, this is kind of a lesson I want you guys to take. Every time you say something, especially the young ones, but everybody, whenever you say anything out of your mouth, the next sentence should be, and that's just the way I want it. Is it? Think about that. Is whatever you said out your mouth the way you want it? If it's not, then you rebuke what you said, you take it back, and you change it. I had to learn that, and I still make mistakes here and there, not as bad as I used to be, because I've been doing this for a few years now. But I still forget and don't think and say something negative when it hit. Oh, no, Lord, I rebuke that. I take that back. I didn't mean that. No, that's not the way I want it. And I change what I said back to something good and positive that I do want, not because I don't want to give power to the negative to come into my life. So that's something you need to kind of take note of, is everything that comes out of your mouth, ask yourself, is that the way I want it? And if it's not, change what you said to something you do want. Okay, now I'm going to give you an idea. You have to come up with your own. But I have, and brother can testify, I have a folder of positive affirmations and declarations that I say every day, every morning. And sometimes, I say them several times throughout the day, because I'm giving power to those words to bring the positive and the good into my life. The first thing I say when I wake up in the morning is, I declare the end of this day from the beginning to be glorious. Amen. I say my youth is renewed like the eagles. Amen. Lord, I thank you for this day. Before I get out of bed, thank you for breath in my body, that I'm healthy and I'm well and I'm able to get up. I declare. Now, these are just things I say. You need to kind of figure out what works for you, what things you need to put in your life. But these are just a few of the things that I say every day as far as positive declarations. And I declare them, and I stand on Job 22:28, that if I declare something, it will be established because his word says so. I declare that 2020 is my year for supernatural increase. And each year I change the date. I started this back in 2017, so each year I change the date. Now we're at 2020. I declare that God is opening a new door, and I will experience supernatural increase like never before. I am so blessed I cannot lose for winning. Yeah. And then I say Deuteronomy 28:6. Wherever, and I make it, because it says you, but I say me, or I, because I make it personal for me. Wherever I go, and whatever I do, I will be blessed. But it says wherever you go. So I make everything personal for me. And there's more stuff that I declare over my life. I declare my life is flourishing. My family is flourishing. My health is flourishing. My business is flourishing. I flourish. I prosper. I thrive in tough times in Jesus' name. I am grateful for endless opportunities in my life. I choose to plant positive, godly seeds in my life today. I will control what my eyes see, what my ears hear, and what my heart is exposed to. And when I started saying those, I quit watching TV because everything is just wicked, you know. And in Psalms, I think it says in Psalms not to put nothing wicked before your eyes. So if I do watch TV, then it's just mostly Christian stuff. I may not even turn the TV on all day. I'd rather listen to gospel music because I don't want to get caught in nothing wicked. I don't want to put anything wicked before my eyes. And then I go on to say, because I used to think I was dumb and ugly and stupid and smart, you know, not smart and all that. So I go on and it took time to change my thinking because they were just words to me. But the more you get them into you, the more they make a change. So then I started declaring, because if you declare it, it'll happen. I am very smart. I wasn't, but I declared I was. I declare I'm very smart. I am extremely intelligent. I have awesome and great winning ideas. They haven't come yet. They are. They're coming. Because I'm calling them. I'm very honest. I'm very trustworthy. And I'm extremely dependable. I've been saying these for years. And I've had people come up and tell me I am those things. Because I claimed them. But I didn't know that. I'm beginning to see, after several years, the rewards of the positive speaking words that come out my mouth now. I just never realized how bad I had somebody come up to me here a while back that I used to work with about 12 years ago. She said, I always liked you. But she said, you were one of the most negative talking persons I'd ever been around. And I went to the boss and said, when we're working together, don't put me with her. That's how, and I didn't know that. That's how bad I spoke about my life, the world around me, people. But I didn't know. And I was making an impact on her. But I didn't know that because she didn't tell me. And here a while back when she was telling me this, she said, you're making another impact on me. She said, now I'm speaking the way you speak. The positive. And she's doing it in front of her children so that her children will grow up learning to speak positive also. And I thought, wow, I made a negative impact on her, and now I'm making a positive because of my words. She's told me she's seen a complete 180 in me. She said, I never thought you'd be the person you are today, but God. And here's some more stuff I say. I am grateful for the divine connection in my life, and I am. I am grateful to have energy and enthusiasm for life. I will be strong and not give up, for my work will be rewarded. I say these things out loud to myself every day, and I don't care who hears me. The daughter and the granddaughter look at me, I don't care. You'll learn eventually. I declare over my life, I am courageous. I am unstoppable. I am victorious. I am blessed. I am gifted. I am anointed. I am successful. I am healed. I am healthy. I am beautiful. I am unique. Yes, I am. We all are. I am confident. I am forgiving. I am grateful. I am generous. I am strong. I am highly favored of the Lord. I am able. I am powerful. I am fruitful. I am bold and courageous. I am God's masterpiece. I have the favor of God. God's favor is for life, and that's in Psalm 30, verse 5. It says God's favor is for life. I didn't know that. That's kind of awesome if you think about it. So I have His favor every day, and I claim it that I will have it every day for the rest of my life. And then Psalm 19:14 in the Good News Translation says, let my words and my thoughts be acceptable to you, Lord. Well, the way I used to live, those thoughts and words were not acceptable to him, but I didn't know that. So now every day I just say, Lord, let my thoughts and my words be acceptable to you. Because if they're acceptable to him, then he can make things happen in your life.
Amen.
For the good. He's not going to make anything bad happen. But I didn't know that. And this is something that y'all have heard me say this, or some of y'all heard me say this, and this will be the 18th time today I've said it. I have a phenomenal immune system. I don't get sick. Sickness and diseases are not coming in my body. I'm not having it. I declare every disease, germ, and virus that touches this body dies instantly in Jesus' name. I'm not having it. I will never be sick again a day in my life. These are things I say every day. And when I do die, I will die healthy, well, and pain-free. I'll just go to sleep and then wake up with the Lord. I am healthy, well, and strong. My youth is renewed like the eagles. When you take control of your words, you take back your life. As long as your words are in line with the Word of God, Satan can't touch you. Don't get discouraged if you mess up, because you will from time to time. I'm still learning myself. But when you do mess up, you just repent for anything wrong you've said, and you get right back on track. Because you will have whatever you say. Good or bad, you're going to have it. And I'm going to close with this. When you change what you think, you change what you say. And when you change what you say, you change what you see in your life. So just folks, remember the power of your words. Think very carefully before you open your mouth. Like the scripture said, shut your mouth. Don't even open it. Think first before you speak. If it's bad, negative, hurtful, pain, don't say it. Especially to somebody else, but especially to yourself. If you want a better life, change what you're saying. Because when you change what you say, you'll change what you see. I hope this helps somebody tonight. Amen.